Welcome to Online Learning with me, Mom Jen, and this is a video on our lecture series in General Physics. This is part 2 of our lecture video about measurements. What is measurement? Measurement is a process of comparing an unknown quantity to a standard quantity of the same physical dimension. It is simply a process of assigning numbers and the appropriate unit to a physical quantity. In measurement, it is important to be familiar with these two concepts, accuracy and precision. Accuracy refers to the degree of agreement of the measured value to the standard value. It means that the closer your measured value is to the standard value, the more it is accurate. Precision, on the other hand, is the degree of fineness of the measurement, taking into consideration the ability of an instrument to measure small quantities. The closer your measured value to each other, the more precise it is. Let's look at this example. There are two digital balances, S1 and S2, and they are showing the mass of a brown block. S1 shows 20 grams, while S2 shows 19.7 grams. So, which is more precise? In this example, S2 is more precise because it can measure up to 1/10 of a gram. Now, considering the two sets of measurements, M1 and M2, of the temperature of a room at a specific point in time. So, which data set shows precision? M1 has the following measurements: 23.3 degrees Celsius, 27.8 degrees Celsius, and 21.5 degrees Celsius. M2 has 24.6 degrees Celsius, 24.4 degrees Celsius, and 24.5 degrees Celsius. Comparing these values, we could conclude that M2 is more precise since the measured values are closer to each other. To check the accuracy of our measurement, we can compute for the percent error, which indicates the nearness of the measured value to the standard value. Here's the formula for percent error. Percent error is equal to the absolute value of x minus s over s times 100, where x is the measured value and s is the standard value. Let's have a sample problem. A student measured the specific gravity of corn oil and arrived at the value of 0.91. If the standard value of the specific gravity of corn oil is 0.92, how accurate was the student's measurement? To solve the given problem, let's start with the given values. Our measured value is 0.91 and the actual value is 0.92. Let's now substitute these values in our formula. Percent error is equal to the absolute value 0.91 minus 0.92 divided by 0.92 times 100. You should arrive at the answer of 1.09%. Now, since the percent error is only at 1.09%, the measurement is 98.91% accurate. The percent error tells you how wrong your measurement is. Now, let's look at this diagram summarizing now the difference of accuracy and precision. Remember, the closer the measured value to the standard value is, the more it shows accuracy. The closer the measured value to each other, the more it shows precision. Now let's proceed to errors. Errors in measurements does not imply mistake or blunder. It is related to the deviation of the measured value to the true value. Errors can be categorized as systematic or random. A systematic error consistently affects measurements in the same direction, often due to a faulty instrument or flawed procedure, and can be corrected if identified. Random error varies unpredictably from one measurement to the next due to chance fluctuations and can be reduced by taking multiple measurements and calculating an average. An example of systematic error is improper calibration. Improper calibration happens when a measuring device is not correctly adjusted or configured to accurately represent the true value of the quantity being measured. Another would be the zero error. In a zero error, the instrument does not read the zero when the quantity to be measured is zero. For random errors, examples are the parallax error and the wrong technique in careless measurement. Parallax error refers to the apparent shift in an object's position as it is viewed from different angles. For wrong techniques, it actually depends on on the person measuring. Let's say you are about to measure centimeters, but you have recorded the measurement in inches. Since we are already familiar with errors, let's go to variance and uncertainty. Variance is a set of measurements used to quantify errors. The most common form in expressing uncertainty is called their standard deviation. Uncertainty can be absolute or relative. Absolute uncertainty is definite, while relative uncertainty is dependent on your point of view. To get the variance and uncertainties, you first need to compute for the mean to get the variance and the standard deviation. The formulas are flashed on the screen. To get the mean, we simply have the summation of the measurements divided by the number of measurements. For the variance, we get the summation of the squared values of x minus the mean all over the number of measurements, and the standard deviation is simply the square root of the variance. Let's try solving one problem. The group was asked to measure the speed of a toy car and obtain the following measurements. In the table, we have trial 1, 2, and 3, and the time to reach the 2-meter distance are 5.01 seconds, 4.59 seconds, and 5.25 seconds. The question is, you need to determine the mean, variance, standard deviation, and the measured time of travel of the toy car. To solve for the mean, we would use the formula mean is equal to the summation of the measurements divided by the number of measurements. So we have 5.01 seconds plus 4.59 seconds plus 5.25 seconds divided by 3, and the number or the final answer is 4.95 seconds. To solve for the variance, we will use sigma squared is equal to the summation of x minus mean squared all over the number of measurements. Therefore, our variance is equal to 5.01 seconds minus 4.95 seconds squared plus 4.59 seconds minus 4.95 seconds squared plus 5.25 seconds minus 4.95 seconds squared all over 3. Take note that you don't need to add all the measurements and then subtract that to the mean. So to solve the variance, it should be computed one by one. So the answer is 0.0744 seconds squared. Now, the easiest part is to solve for the standard deviation since we are going to get the square root of the variance. So our standard deviation is 0.27 seconds. Now, to get the measured travel time of the car, we are going to get the mean and the standard deviation. So we now have 4.95 plus minus 0.27 seconds. So the plus minus 0.27 is the absolute uncertainty. Therefore, the range of the travel time would be around 4.68 seconds to 5.22 seconds. You can also write it through relative uncertainty by using the formula percent uncertainty is equal to the uncertainty divided by the mean or the measured value multiplied to 100. Or simply, we get now the standard deviation divided by the mean times 100, and the answer is 5.45% it's relative uncertainty. Do you have any questions? Feel free to place them in our comment box. That's all for this video.